Hello. Happy Sunday. Excuse me. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, guys. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I hope you guys have been keeping warm. I don't understand how this is September and it's still as hot as this. I don't know. I don't know. This is crazy. But anyway, I hope you guys are staying cool and hydrated. Man, the hydration is needed, especially at this time. And you're also taking your vitamin E. Um, this one is an advice to myself too, But I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you, by the way. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being a part of the family. We do have village meetings every now and again. No, I know I haven't done one. Well, the last village meeting I did, it was a couple of days ago. But yeah, we do family village meetings here, specifically talking about politics and what consensus is in Nigeria. As everybody knows, as everybody's aware, Nigeria is sick right now, terminally ill, and we're doing everything we can to sensitize the people, to open the minds of the people, to get them to see what's going on, and hopefully, the man, the religious leaders we have in Nigeria, nonsense. Let me just say that nonsense. Because with everything that's going on in that country, you'd expect that they'll be in the forefront of this and really like sensitizing their people. And I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, so welcome, all my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for your consistent support. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, well done. Now, do well for my body. Let's continue to share the videos and get more people in here because we talk about a lot of things, especially what happens in Nigeria, how we can move the country forward. So my people, una hear say nguri julelele, lelele, lele, nguri lai lai. Una hear say they don sack am. Mm? Well, they say he said he's gone off or he has medical, family medical emergency, right? That's what he said. But word on the street is that he was fired, right? We don't know. Allegedly, 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 they said he was fired though. That he and Ononuga had one or two things to be dragging. And I just heard now that Boala is going to be replacing him. That's what I heard. Boala will be replacing Daniel Boala will be replacing him. I kept thinking, I couldn't stop myself from thinking maybe Njuri Ngelele, whatever his name is, maybe he was tired of lying. Because if you're not used to that lifestyle, you would not be able to do it, because to to speak for the APC, you literally have to lose your brain, as in they literally have to take your brain out to really do anything for the APC. That's what I feel. I think maybe he got tired of it. Maybe he got fed up. It's a possibility, and he figured, you know what, let me just check out of here before it gets worse. Maybe he has seen what's going on and he doesn't see any way out. That's a possibility too. So he's like, you know what, I'm gonna move along. I beg, I can't deal with these people. I don't think they know what they're doing. you know that could be a possibility. But they're saying that that he Ononuga, Ononuga has been the one. Somehow it seemed like he's been doing his job for him. Before anything, if anything happens, Ononuga will rush and come and post it. We hardly hear from Njuri Ngulele, whatever is. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the name very well. So I'm not actually laughing at him. I just can't. That's- Hey Tom, good morning. Oh, welcome, my brother. Greetings to you. Happy Sunday you know. So I don't know. We'll see what. But I hear Daniel Buala has taken the position. He has taken. He's going to be taking over from him. That's what I heard. That's what I see. But we don't know. We'll see what happens. And then meanwhile, did you guys see Bala Blues video? The one that he did from China, whatever. I listened to him, I listened to it, and I just couldn't help but think this man is living in his own reality that's messed up. That guy is so removed from the sufferings in Nigeria. I don't even know how to explain it. His mind, his body is so removed from it because when he was talking about what he observed in China, and talking about, he was saying to the people, his own due job is to lead, their own is to make sure they get good citizens, and also what's it called, build the society, something ridiculous like that. And then he's talking about, oh, we have all these things to do, but when you put tax, people complain, something to that effect. And I'm saying to myself, does this guy, is he listening to himself? Because I don't understand. You are buying yachts, you saw Biden's car, and your eye entered inside, and you went to spend money that we don't have to buy it. You bought new jets. You built a new house for your vice president. I don't get it. You understand? And you're asking the people to continue to be patient with you for I don't get it. And then you're talking about build roads, did you not see all of that? God, I beg you. God, I beg you. And they listen to the man and they wonder, wait, oh, this man, he really know it dey happen, or is he really, did he just come to make a mockery of our sufferings? And did you guys see the picture that was taken, the group picture that they took? The guy was standing like someone that's cast away in the corner somewhere. Every picture of this man, everywhere in the world he has been to, he's always distancing himself because he knows deep down, man, conscience is a powerful thing. Oh, his conscience is disturbing him. Like, know that this is not your position. I'm sure that's what his conscience is telling him. You are not supposed to be here. You stole this thing. You are not smart like that. You don't know anything. You don't know anything. And we don't even know where you are from. So just respect yourself. I think that maybe that's what his mind, because all his pictures that he's taken outside of the country, he's always standing like a castaway somewhere. You have to actually search for him carefully in the picture to recognize that he's there. Well, Toad, you're just reckoning. That's a known fact now. That one is known now. You can't be pushing that kind of stuff and not be a partaker. You know, you can't be pushing that kind of stuff and not be a partaker. That's just it. It's wild though. I'm not going to lie to you guys. What's going on in Nigeria is wild. There's a lot of suffering on ground. There's a lot. Please, if you have family back home, I don't know. Apart from the ones that supported Bala Blue, if you have family back home that supported Peter Obi, please, oh, help them. It's bad. It really is bad in Nigeria. I hear nowadays in Nigeria, you can't just show up in people's houses, say you want to visit. Like back in the day now, when you want to go out, you just go. When you reach the person front door, you just knock door. Hey, are they outside? Come open door. You can't try that now. You cannot. One, there's a lack of like the lack of trust. People don't trust people anymore because of the horrendous things that are happening in Nigeria. People are not trusting people anymore. Okay, and you can't just show up because people don't have food to give you. In Nigeria now, hospitality, people will come, they'll prepare food for you and all of that. That's not happening anymore. Somebody was sharing their experience. They visited Nigeria recently, and she came back and she was saying, hey, more that everybody looks like a zombie in Nigeria. That they look like life has been sucked out of them. You go to the marketplace, all you see are sad, depressed people. And the person was like, you know what? That there's a huge mental health crisis in Nigeria because it's untreated. So some people are acting in a way that will shock you. Tracy, welcome. Oh, happy Sunday, sis. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to have you here. So that's what the person was saying. They even went. This person went to their village to visit the village and all of that. She said, "Man, that it was their heart was in their mouth the entire time. They were in the village. Because everybody's just looking for a way to get out. Everybody's trying to get out of that country. That's how bad it has gotten. People cannot afford to eat anymore. Even to see one they say 3 square meals. If to see food to eat once e hard is a struggle. Eh? I'm telling you, Tracy say they look like alright pawpaw. Alright pawpaw still good now. Alright pawpaw you go even fit still chop am. This one they look gaunt. According to this person, say they look gaunt. Like they look like this movie. Which she used this movie to describe her. That zombie movie. What's it called? I think it's a series now. I can't remember what it's called. She says it feels like an apocalypse is happening in Nigeria, the way people are behaving. That suddenly somebody will just act out of character for no reason. They'll just act. You can't even explain it, you know. So things are happening that are shocking the system, shocking people. There's shock element everywhere you go. And then transportation. She said, "Oh my God, going from place to place in Nigeria, it's crazy. You are just going like a few feet, and they are getting charged 20K, 30K, just to move from point A to B, because people are trying not to travel far anymore, right? So, because of the whole fuel crisis, you can't afford to buy fuel and all of that. It's crazy, oh. And you do you know that people are buying fuel at 1,300? 1,300. Maybe they say pump now 1,000 now. 1,300, 1,250 and stuff like that. And I heard what's it called, Dangote Refinery. They've told him that he cannot sell below the market price, the going market rate. So that means a Dangote fuel pump fee go up to 1,500. You know, go with you if you do. Because, and again, I also read somewhere that Dangote is complaining that NNPC is not coming to get the petrol or the fuel from him, right? So he's having to. Is it that they're not delivering to him, or they're not coming to get from? I can't remember the story now. So he has to look outside. It's crazy, oh. What's going on in Nigeria is crazy. Honestly, I know we lie to now. Then meanwhile, in other news, there was a lady there's a lady that's running for, what's it called? What's she running for now? General election in Ireland, right? She's running for a council in a general election, maybe as a councillor or something. Now, my Twitter people went to check her tweets. They now found out that this woman supported Buhari, and after supporting Buhari, she supported Bala Blue. Omo, people went to dig out the support that she gave. Remember when Chidima, the lady the young girl that was contesting, that was what's it called, Miss Universe, running for Miss Universe in South Africa, that South Africans were, succeeded in pushing out of the competition in South Africa. And most of these new people went and started joining South African spaces and saying that they should join together and kick out all the Igbos. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if any of you heard that. It was crazy. I mean, these Bonu people, Yoruba Bonu people, they started going on South African spaces, and they were saying that that anywhere they see them, they should kick them out, that they're having trouble with them also in Nigeria, that they should kick them out, they should come join together and fight them, that they need to fight them everywhere in the world. That clip was circulating for a very long time. There was a space I actually saw the space, but of course, not be every space person fit join. So there were lots of them that were coming. They were sending them DMs, South Africans, this Yoruba Kponu people. They were sending them DMs and telling them how they should unalive Igbos where they find. It was crazy. It was the craziest things I've seen crazy things from 2023. I'm still seeing crazier things. I could not wrap my mind around that. Fair enough, you're beefing with someone, you're angry with someone. You now go and join an outsider. Hey God, that alone, if I think the thing they disturb me. So here's the story, right? So they now did all of that. They started calling all of them out that they were involved in this whole thing. Now, this particular one now comes out and she wants to run as councillor in Ireland. Guess what? Everybody is now sharing her tweet and saying, "Oh, you ain't going nowhere." Matter of fact, let them find out who our opponent is. Meanwhile, in the island itself, the Irish people were doing Ponu too. The Irish people were doing Ronu. Irish Ronu, oh, Ronu. God. They say, "Are you Irish? Get out of our country. Go and run in your election." People were pulling up tweets like, "You want us to vote for you, but hey, you could." I don't know how to use Irish accents, right? Some of them were now coming out and say, "But you voted for this druggie in your home country. You supported him and all of that. Go back and fix your shithole country." Almost of them Irish people. Then, of course, some of our people too saw that, jumped on it, and it's been trending. It's crazy. It is crazy. Almost, I don't know. I've never seen this kind of thing in my life happening in Nigeria as I'm observing it. It's scary. I'm not going to lie to you. Hey, Mr. Ferreira, welcome. My brother, I hope you feel better. I hope you feel stronger today. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Yeah, Tracy Ronukus, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So this woman that is running for as councillor in Ireland, people are going hard against her. Like, nah, 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 nah. You will not. Look at one comment here now. Normally, all Nigerians would have, and it's true. If it were before, right, all Nigerians would have jumped in to help her, right, to aid her. But she supported Agbado, right? So they now say, Island Rono, she should respect her host and stay away from their elections. She's not Irish. Why does she want to hold political positions in Ireland? Please send her home to run her own state. You see, this is not good at all. I mean, during that Chidima's own, my God, I could not believe what I was hearing. I couldn't believe what these people were doing, these Ronukus people. They will go on South Africa. They were looking for South African spaces to join. They were literally telling South Africans they encourage South Africans to push Chidima out. I'm telling you, they were encouraging them. It broke my heart. I mean, I cried. I'm not going to lie. I cried. I was like, is this how bad it has gotten in Nigeria? Eh? To the point where you're not ganging up against outsiders. You're not ganging up with outsiders against your own. Hey, ah, wow. Oh, I'm glad to hear, Mr. Ferreira. That's very good to hear. Welcome. Greetings to you. Happy Sunday. I hope you feel stronger and stronger. We need you, I beg, in this fight. Omo, you need to get well, very strong. Because the fight that we have, no be here. Mm, no be here. You are resisting people in Nigeria that are trying to hold you down from moving forward. You are also fighting against religious bigotry. You're fighting against tribal bigotry on an individual level, on a group level. It's crazy. So I beg, my brother, get well and strong. I beg. This fight, I don't know. It's so sad. Honestly, what's going on in Nigeria is sad. And it's sad, even worse, because the religious leaders that have the numbers don't even know. They're not doing anything about it. They're not doing anything. Tone, I don't know how you joined though. I can't add you. I think you need to keep your camera and your mic on, and then once you come in, you can, take yourself off camera. Because the way you are right now, I can't add you. It's not letting me add you. Tone, if you can hear me, it's not letting me add you, you know? Exactly, fighting together. Do you guys see, Tracy, did you see the queues? Hey, hey, Wele. Omo, if you see the long line of fuel, I've never seen a thing like this. The line, miles and miles and miles. And in my mind, I'm like, Nigerians, when are they going to wake up? You see all this one when they go, they queue up. So, see, they don't even need to dey street to protest. Just park your car. Just all this, make they carry all their cars, go park am for strategic places. Sit at home. Sit at home. I'm telling you. Eh? That's all that is needed. Instead of going to waste your valuable time queuing for petrol, just do something more with it. Make it count. But if you see the queues for petrol, miles and miles and miles, it keeps going. Hi, Tone. Welcome. Happy Sunday to you. I can't hear you.
Hi, Amelia. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. Welcome. Happy Sunday to you.
Same to you.
Yeah, the queue at the petrol stations, it kept going. It kept going. I was waiting for it. That video was like 2 minutes or so long. There were cars packed, waiting to buy fuel. It's crazy. I don't know how to explain what's going on in Nigeria. I really don't. There are no words. There are no words to explain the level of I never thought any human being can get to that level of suffering, right? And nothing happens. In a country where there's surplus, you are suffering. Make it make sense. And you see people like Dino Melaye every day coming to flaunt his wealth, flaunt his belle. What's is it Balenciaga? Is it Balenciaga? All the designer people wanna tell me now Balenciaga. I been because now that one is flaunt today. Now make me they try remember the name. All the designers, poverty mentality. You get mansion in the midst of slums. Kogi State, they read, make dem dey thank their stars o. Say no be that man be their governor. Omo, they no go see shingbai for their treasury. That man go just dey use am buy designer, they buy cars up and down. You know how many cars Dino has? In a country where people can barely afford to eat. I don't understand though. People dey eat grass. As we dey talk for north, they just dey do wetin they like for north. They just dey unalive people. The ones wey dey kidnap, they kidnap. You kidnap hundreds, 200 people. I dey wonder how they take dey kidnap them. They come with vans, with cars. Now, car that these people they ride though. So how they take they kidnap the people, I don't understand. And the North has leaders, and they are not saying anything. I've never, I don't know. I'm not sure say I don't know whether na Nigerian na true be o. Because the Nigerian that I'm seeing now is a far cry from the one I grew up in. I can't relate to the level of suffering. Yes, there was suffering during me growing up in Nigeria. Abacha days, we were using what's it called, sawdust to cook. I remember there was no petrol, there was no kerosene. People parked their cars. People could hardly go anywhere. Schools were on strike for such a long time. In fact, that was when the strikes. It was Babangida's time. Strikes started. Tony, Tom, do you have anything to add? Hmm. We're just lamenting. I mean, I'm just lamenting here before, if there's any solutions you want to talk about, because I don't know. Nigeria's situation beats me, man. It does. We can't hear you. You're on mute.
Okay, hi Amoye. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Can you hear me? Okay, hi. Okay, hi everybody. Sephora, Tracy, and every other person. Yeah. See, the thing is, it's painful because even people that I thought that had integrity has even shown that they have all been compromised. Even some channels that were pretending all this while that they had Nigeria at the had the best of Nigeria in their hearts and all that are just now pushing out wrong narratives, across the board. So, what hope do we have for Nigeria? The app, the this as of yesterday, I was reading up that about 126 soldiers have applied to leave the army,
Yep.
and and many more
Yep.
are going to abscond.
Yeah,
What do you
they're leaving the army and joining the British and the Ukrainian army.
No, even some people are even living in
Complete
without
just
permission. Yeah,
uh
once you can leave the country, you get a visa and all that. They just say, you see, you know what? I'm not even just bothered. How can you be bothered when the chief of army staff, we don't know who he is for, whether he's for Nigeria or whether he's working for the Agbado president. We just don't know. Social media, major social media outlets are all about pushing out wrong narratives, bigoted narrative on true stories they planted. The channel that I used to follow that I thought the owner was of integrity. I don't want to mention names here whilst I'm here and all that. They have just found themselves to be propaganda machine. The only solution, I've always said it, the only solution, unfortunately, blood will flow before we'll have a redemption. Blood is going to flow big time before we have a redemption. Because Tinubu does not care, he does not fear anybody. He's just living in another planet, another space. He's far removed. He and his cronies is far removed. Okay, during Galileo, whatever he calls his name and all that, have been pushed out power struggle. Listen, we thought we have heard bigotry. Just wait until Ononuga takes full control because I know he's going to effectively take that office. We never see anything. We'll see Shege Banza, and then if we want to come out, we'll come out and speak the truth. And for all the Agbado people that voted for him, I never seen nothing. Just wait until 2027, maybe by 2027, sense go enter people's head and they will start doing the right thing and start speaking the right thing.
I don't know. You think so? There are people, I
Yeah.
mean, there's some people that are still standing on the mandate. Oh. In fact, they said if they like, let the fuel get to 5,000, they are still going to vote for him. I'm telling
Okay.
you, it's
Okay.
crazy. I
Okay.
know there are a lot of people who've changed their, stance since then. A lot of people
Mhm.
that were on the other side that are now saying, wow, this cannot continue, right? So they are now changing as well. But there's some that are still saying, and the funny thing is that there'll be people they're going to still pay 5,000, urgent 5K, 2K, that they will still get.
That's
That's the funny thing about Nigeria.
they are still paying them. They are still paying them as we speak. And then the major platform owners, they're offering them some thousands of dollars and pounds to compromise their page. Naja Watch said the other day he was offered the kind of money that you cannot refuse, and he told them, you know what, nobody can buy me. All the money in the world cannot buy me. These are the kind of men that I respect. Unfortunately, a lot of them has apparently been compromised, and they just use their channel to push wrong narratives or look the other way when you have bigots in their comment section and all that. They don't want to say anything about it.
Right.
Okay,
It's
you're
on
talking
it's
about
quite go ahead.
you're talking about people that will continuously support this thing. I'll draw an analogy for us that are Christians that believe in Christ and all that. When the devil was kicked out of heaven thousands of years ago. The ones that moved out with him and that are causing commotion, have any of them apologized to God? If angels that are so perfect beings and all that have not apologized, there are some people that are sold out to evil. They are doomed even from birth. They are doomed to do the wrong thing. These are the people, the diehard demonic people. I call them demonic people. They are diehard. There are some diehard demonic people. Somebody was telling me the other day that even if you go to the streets of Lagos now, it's empty. A lot of people cannot fuel their car. People just they walk, people trek where you would normally drive to. People trek even to the keke napep. People cannot even afford it.
Well,
It is sad. It is sad, my sister. But
it,
the thing
it is. It is.
the thing I will continue saying is that please keep on doing what you're doing. Us that are speaking the truth, let us. It may seem it's very very lonely on this side of the divide where you speak the truth, you know. But let us keep speaking the truth. Let us hold the baton of truth and start speaking the truth, and let their conscience be pounding them. After all, when you sleep, you know you've done the right thing, you've done your bits, and all that, you can sleep very well. Every day of this Tinubu government, every week, there's always one issue or the other. Next week, we don't know which one is going to come up. There's going to be, and I will still say to Peter Obi, in case Peter Obi comes across this, come out Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi. They are going to spoil your garment, your white garment. Go and set up your own party. People that represent the truth, that want a honest and pure Nigeria, will move across with you and will take over. The Labour Party there are a lot of compromised individuals in the Labour Party. This is my own opinion. Come on, Labour Party, go and set up your own. You are just too honest and too good for these people. We saw the chairman Abure when he was, he says he's going to fight. Fight for what? Oga, fight for what? Are you fighting for? Yeah. You collected money from it was found out that you compromised and all that. You should even be resigning out of or stepping aside, or say, let me step aside whilst the investigation is going on. All you're interested is the position. You're corrupted. Now they've kicked you out disgracefully, and you say you're fighting. Fighting for what? You're threatening that you're going to suspend some people. Suspend who?
I
So
mean,
sadly, that's just the situation we found ourselves in Nigeria. The truth, a lot of people that I respected and all that, people I never knew that they were going to be compromised. All of them compromised, left, right, and center.
yep. That means that they didn't have, their morals were not strong in the first place.
Yes,
Well, let me not say
yes,
that, because the hardship, some people cannot, the hardship has increased. I don't know, how much I can take before I break. You know what I mean? Because Nigeria has now become, it's they're doing it intentionally to weaken people. And when people are only thinking about how to feed themselves, what to eat, right, they will do anything to survive. And if they now have family on top of it again, add that to it, it even makes it worse. And Mr. Ferreira, the protest is still ongoing. No, Showore is still pushing the protest. It's still going to take place October 1st. That's Showore's that's his own, that's what he's doing. So I don't know, I think I heard they said the NLC was crying about the fuel hike, the price of fuel, that wasn't part of the plan, that they said they were going to give them 70K minimum. They would give it to them as, and not increase the fuel price. But so that's not part of the plan, whatever. And then the, is it the NANS or whatever, National Association of Students or whatever, those ones too came out and they were saying that they wanted to go on protest because of, well, Nigeria has become the highest bidder. I'm telling you. Yeah, exactly. It's the hardship, Mr. Ferreira. I agree with you. It's the hardship. Most people that would not normally compromise, they have now been forced to. They're now being forced to. You get where hunger go hit person reach. Make God not let person experience hunger. Eh? You get where hunger go reach person, the person will come start to dey do things when they no wan do because of the hunger. You know.
Hmm.
And, if we had a working system, you will see people turning away and saying, "No, I can't be part of this." You know, it's crazy. Hmm. Look at this woman now that they're dragging in Ireland, right? Look at her. She even came and gave interview supporting Agbado. Eh? It doesn't make any sense at all. Now see all over Twitter now they are dragging her. How can you be so educated? You are so bigoted. I don't. This is why I'm afraid of educated people. I'm sorry. I'm
It's not.
one. That's like being a
Omoye,
hypocrite. But I'm afraid of people who have studied. It's sad. Sorry, go ahead.
Omoye, it's not even so much about being educated. You live in a society that works. You live in Ireland. You live in Europe. You see that a society that works, a society that is functional. You cannot copy that and wish that for your country. First, we sit down for this country. How many years have I been staying in this part of the world? At some point, I want to go back home and live my good life and contribute to the beat and all that. I'm not. Even if I go home with about $1 million or £1 million and all that, I'm not. I just can't do that. Look at that man, the that had that resort by the in Lagos that they raised down his business.
Yeah,
You know how much it cost him?
landmark.
Yeah, landmark, exactly.
They've
You
abandoned
see,
that project too, by
they
the
have
way.
abandoned that project. You see, that do you know the kind of damage it has done to the man mentally? That is a problem of Nigeria. That's why I say the only thing that can heal Nigeria, it has to be very, very dynamic. Dynamic in the sense that is because people are saying, okay, let's just let's just even analyze this objectively. Me, I don't care who that Messiah is going to come, whether the Messiah is going to come in a military uniform or whether the Messiah is going to come in a civilian uniform. So far, the person, people that will not be afraid, to do something dynamic, round up all these present thieves and past thieves and try them and execute them. This one not be say make we begin waste time for prison sentence because after you sentence them to prison, maybe after 2 years or 3 years, you release them and they are back to society and started influencing them execution, clear them out, their family, their children, ban them from holding any office in the next 20 years. Whether fear of God no go enter. Cut down the salaries of legislators, senators, and then we'll find out who really loves Nigeria and wants to really serve Nigeria. You're not going there to go and pack money. You're going there to serve your fatherland. The average senator in Nigeria, the kind of money that they make, I don't know whether uh, uh, the UK Prime Minister uh, uh, will only dream about that kind of money.
I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. We really, I mean, we have to keep pushing because these people, if we just, this is what they want to break you to the point where you can't talk, you just sit there and you continue to ignore. We can't continue to ignore. We have to call out the religious leaders that are also affecting this. They're all in the same cohorts. They are all doing the same thing. They're in the same club. In fact, they after they do what they want to do, they will now go to the religious leaders and tell them what to preach on Sunday. Eh? I mean, look at when the people came out first August to protest. What did Adeboye do? He carried his people out to do a procession, religious procession. Eh? That was strategic.
Adeboye, listen, all you redeem people, eh? Listen, I used to go to Redeem Church. Let me just tell you, all you guys, your leader, Adeboye, is an official Agbado. even though he has not come out to say he's Agbado. Yeah, he's officially Agbado. His son should be, if not for social media and how uh, for social media today and all that, a lot of secrets will not be exposed. His son that went to collect money in Kaduna State and absconded. He cannot come out and speak on it. He cannot come out today and speak about it. And your father is so-called the leader of Redeemed. You go do scam, you collect money, billions, and then you're going to court to stop it from to stop Kaduna State government from not prosecuting you. See, let me tell you, this revolution that we're even talking about, we used to think it will come from the south. It's not. Is that from what I'm seeing? It's not going to come from the south. I think the northerners are going to drive it. The northerners. We saw the last protest. What happened? The northerners are going to drive this revolution that we've been talking about. Watch, people. Watch this space.
I mean, hey, now sit down, look, we continue to observe, but to be honest, it's very sad. Let me play the video of the lady that's running for election in Ireland and share some information. This is quite sad. I really am afraid of, let me not play it because it will be as though I'm also perpetuating the same. I don't want to give her any type of clout, but Omo, we don't have any leaders at home that is even calling attention to all this, the crazy things that we're observing in Nigeria. We have no leaders. Not one is coming out to say no. This has to stop. Eh? For you from inside, you're going outside to go and join with the enemy to fight your own. I don't understand that. I don't understand it at all. Well, we move. We no get wetin we fit do other than to move. I wan play this Dele Faro to me video. You know he always does this Sunday thing, talk that he gives. I like listening to it, but I missed it this morning. So I like to bring it here so we can all listen to it and then we can take some wisdom from our big brother, Dele Faro to me. Well, my big brother. Oh, what's going on here? 1 second. I like the last one he did. The last one he did was so poignant. It was like, sorry guys, I'm a bit slow this morning. Sleepyhead. I'm still a bit, so I know I can feel myself. I'm not quite there yet. So
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new week. I have picked a rather naughty topic, said Nigeria solving the Riemann problem. If you're a mathematician, like my brother and friend Olaguru, PhD, you would have come across the Riemann hypothesis at one point or the other in your studies. The Riemann hypothesis is one of those mathematical questions or equation, I should say, that mathematicians are deemed irresolvable, a problem that cannot be solved. Not unlike what the Greek would refer to as a Sisyphean problem. That is when you to roll uphill. Nigeria comes across as being something of that nature, an unresolved problem. So over the years, you find multiple geniuses and thinkers, more temperate men than myself and women too, attempt to solve the Nigerian problem, and they ended up consumed by Nigeria because, make no mistake about it, Nigeria kills and it kills with brutal efficiency. It doesn't just kill persons. That's routine for Nigeria. But Nigeria kills dreams, it kills visions, it kills hope. It drains the fighter of every resolve to fight a system that would appear to be relentless in its capacity to kill. Nigeria kills, and it's consumed a lot of men who have tried to solve the Nigerian problem. Or shall I say problems? But if we're to attempt to solve a problem, we must first of all have clarity as to what the problems are or is. And it is only in the knowledge of the problem, or shall we say diagnosis, that you then begin to deal with the solution or the likely solutions. So what are the Nigerian problems? The Riemann hypothesis or the Sisyphean task as it relates to Nigeria. What are these problems? Remember, I want to talk about the solutions. But it is important that we ask ourselves, what are the problems, or who are the problems? And it brings to mind the Yoruba proverb. It says, Ajala, Tanoe. A question to Ajala, who whipped you? And Ajala turned to the person asking the question. Shilben, no, isn't it you? So the Nigerian problem, when we ask what the problems are, I believe that we should look in the mirror both to find the problem and to find the solutions. And I think sometimes to even identify the problems, we do need some deep introspections and self-identification as well. Because we have both the problems and the solution to the problems. We have the problem of insecurity. Insecurity manifests in different ways across the length and breadth of Nigeria. But let me speak to what I know. Let me begin from where I live, my region, the southwestern part of Nigeria. In the southwestern part of Nigeria, insecurity flows from different fountains. In Lagos, it flows from the criminal capture of the state. Don't worry, it's not unique to Lagos. Lagos is not the only state that has been criminally captured, but this is where I live. So let's speak to that one since we're speaking to insecurity. A couple of days back, one of my friends on social media, I believe he was, said, no. It wasn't here. It was actually my brother, Peter Oshun. He asked the question if people still kill pickpockets in Lagos by dousing them with petrol. And some scallywag said, oh, petrol is too expensive to be wasted on robbers. And I said, actually, it goes beyond that. The boys who used to pickpocket in Lagos back in the days now work for the union, or they work for Team Lagos, or work for one of the many criminal gangs that are required to enforce the political will of those who have captured the state. Oh yeah, NEPA did its thing. And my gen also just started burning my money in this age of Bulaba. So back to the subject. Those who used to pickpocket in Lagos now work for the state in different capacities and in different ways. So incidences of pickpocketing, even though still there, is either licensed by those who would, well, you know the story. Practically every criminal in the state said to discount the normal everyday burglars here and there, but the real criminals who used to terrorize the state have now found different roles for their existence. You find the same NURTW structure in Oyo State, the one that is pretending to be Awolowo Redux, hold sway. The criminal gangs have become part and parcel of the state. Let me not even go and start speaking about Ogun State. The key thing you need to understand when it comes to the insecurity we're dealing with is that in the Southwest, it's about a criminal alliance between those who govern and those who are professional street criminals. They have found alliances. They work hand in hand. I'm not speaking to Oshun because I don't live there, even though that's my home state. I can't speak to Ekiti, but you could have seen the confluence of criminals and politicians since the years of Fayose, for instance. You cannot discount the same when you go to those states. I'm not suggesting that what you see in Lagos is any different in any one of the other states in the Southwest, but that is as far as criminality is concerned. You would always get the criminals who are not working for the state, and those are the ones you would usually find chased down, paraded by the police. That is what usually happens. Now, if you go to the Southeast, you have unknown gunmen, unknown men, you have the regular IPOB, you have EPA, you have all kinds of criminals. But when you look deep, you find very quickly that the key reason that these things are there are about the unaddressed grievances of those who seek citizenship but have been denied the right of citizenship. Their rebellion, rightful rebellion, sometimes overtaken by criminals or criminality, and then you find copycats. Some of these were people licensed originally by politicians who were playing grievance politics in order to legalize their own powers, which were never exercised for the people. I'm speaking generally and in broad terms, and local variations might be there. But the key thing that you must understand about the violence and criminality in the Southeast is that it has its root in unresolved grievances. It has its roots in licensed militia by politicians who are seeking to control the street and thereby control the ballot and to control state power. Opuzodinma in Imo State. It's not by accident that you've got a person sat in the office of the governor who came fourth in an election, and by some judicial abracadabra is there. So now tell me, how easy would it have been to evict him from that office if the state was to be at peace? But that's another story for another day. Look across the length and breadth of the Southeast. You find unresolved grievances, injustice, inequities, political brigandage, impunity being licensed, much the same as it is licensed in the Southwest for different reasons. But each one of these levels of violence that contributes to the insecurity works for persons working for the Nigerian state. Okay, let's move to the South-South. Of course, the oil story tells its own story. The fact that the Nigerian state is essentially a licensee, or is it a licensor? By the end of the day, the Nigerian government cannot operate in the Niger Delta without the license of the militias. You see these happening with the fact that it has taken a Tompolo to provide security for pipelines in the Niger Delta. This in a country that is blessed with a navy, that has police, with an army, air force, and yet, in the midst of all this, oil is being stolen. Who is fooling who? So, if there was security, if there was peace in the South-South, wouldn't there be accountability? You betcha there will be. But how much easier is it to continue to steal the people blind, license impunity of the worst form, whilst pretending to be governing the people? That is the situation that the South-South is. Now, let's jump up to the Middle Belt. The Middle Belt is the way it is because Fulani militia have been granted the right of impunity by the Nigerian state, which finds it easier to deal with having millions in IDP camps than to provide security to the people. Fulani militia from all over the Sahel, roaming around with AK-47, heavily armed, and we call it farmer herders clash. What clash? It's genocide. Call it what it is. So when we talk about insecurity, jump up to the northwest and the northeast, and actually a whole lot of the Middle Belt as well, is about mineral resources, gold, all kind of precious stones. Criminal gangs licensed by the state, running riot, displacing people of their ancestral land because of mining interest. Go and listen to Bello Galadanchi. He's had a lot to say about this, and he wouldn't be the first to say it. Some of us have also known this for a while. The main thing, fueling banditry and Islamist terrorism in northern Nigeria are gemstones, gold. That's what it's all about. And the state is either found colluding. Go take a watch at what Bello Galadanchi had to say. A whole lot of people, David Odeyin has spoken at length about this one as well. You've got planes flying up and down the place with their transponders off, and our country is completely blind to who is flying in and who is flying out. But Bulaba and his goons will have me and you believing that they are bothered about illiterate protesters carrying Russian flags. Sometimes even the flag is not even looking Russian, but they know that in this, why is Zamfara building an airport? Exactly what for? Go take a listen to Galadanchi. Go and read David's work. I have more than enough to deal with, but the insecurity you see in our country is not there by accident. It's because we are ignoring what is sat right on top of our noses. We are deliberately pretending not to see what we are seeing, because if we are admitting to what we are seeing, then we know that the bandits are not spirits. Armed robbers are not spirits. Terrorists are not spirits. The fact that our government is colluding is no longer a secret. The fact that our state is almost completely compromised because of the inability of the law to rule in any sphere of our national life is also no longer exactly a secret. The next thing is ignorance. Ignorance is not knowing what is in your own enlightened selfish interest. It's not necessarily an inability to read. Right. Once you are not able to tell what is in your enlightened selfish interest, I'm not even saying that collective interest, but if it is enlightened, it is the collective selfish interest of the majority of a society that builds the society. The key thing is enlightened. Why are you looking to take more than you can eat when you can't keep anything beyond this life that you are living? Why? What for? Exactly what for? What for? So ignorance, I've seen professors, head pastors, head clerics, imams, Muslim clerics, sheikhs, speaking without enlightened selfish interest, focused on the here and now to the point where they are happy to cut down the trees that should provide food and shade for their children in the future simply because they are feeling less than one in the moment. Myopia. So once you are afflicted by myopia, Marburg, the ignorant, then there is poverty. Look around the country. Poverty has been weaponized against our people. People have become completely existential. So you have religion and ethnic violence all over the country, found on poverty, found on ignorance. You've got social decay.
Need a reason to try Nariva Ultra? Feel mentally alert from just one serving. Get your Nariva Ultra trial pack at Walmart today.
Hunger. Hunger. Hunger is real. I'm not talking about hunger on account of poverty. It used to be that however poor you are, you could still eat, but this is different. This is hunger that is deeper and much worse than poverty. This is hunger that makes a man eat grass, corn husk. Yeah, that level of hunger, bordering on starvation. It wouldn't be too long before we start seeing United Nations rations to keep people from having kwashiorkor at the rate that we are going. The country has suffered a complete collapse of its infrastructure, healthcare, education, our roads, electricity. The Nigerian electric grid, national grid has collapsed more times, I dare to say, than even Bulaba. Bulaba has collapsed only once. National grid in the last year must have collapsed at least about 10 times. Instead of complaining about the collapsing grid, they're busy laughing and driving memes about Bulaba's collapse. Energy scarcity, no electricity, petrol has gone through the roof and you still won't find it. Our problems are endless. Our environment degraded, the hopelessness, the collapse of the state, the judicial system, everything suggests that we're in serious, deep problems. But on Thursday or Friday, I think, my friend, Mazi the raconteur, he posted a picture of me. He said, "Truth teller." One of the many detractors came around and said, "Oh, he's telling us the problem all the time. All he talks about are the problems," like I just did for the last 22 minutes. But the problems bear repetition so that we might clearly understand the unsustainability of our current trajectories. But I have tried my best to adumbrate the issues as it relates to the problem, and I will round up as far as that is concerned by simply pointing out one obvious fact. Each and every one of the things that I've talked about for the last 20 odd minutes, they are actually fruits derived from a single tree. It is the tree of impunity. A country unanchored to law drifts in multiple directions and can never have citizens, can never have a democracy, and cannot, in truth, be called a sustainable nation or state. Now, we're done with all of these, but what is the solution? Aside from the obvious answer that we must find a way to anchor our country to the rule of law, I think it is actually quite disingenuous for those that are demanding solutions of me, because I have never shied away from offering the solution from the first moment of my intervention in the public space in Nigeria. The solution is very simple. Nigeria can only be saved by a revolution. A state whose institutions have been hijacked by criminals can no longer be saved by its own mechanisms. The judiciary is demonstrably captured. It has given more than enough evidence of its incapacity to be the last hope of the common man.
If you've been thinking about how powerful it would be to finally overcome the barriers that have been holding you back, the time...
That is clear. The police is as complicit as any one of us. The army is already compromised beyond. Once upon a time, it pretended to be the institution that could save Nigeria from itself. But frankly, has that institution saved itself from itself? I am not a believer in military intervention in democracies. Even as imperfect, defective, fraudulent as this democracy is, even as fraudulent as our constitution is, I am not interested in a band of armed men without, please. So what I'm trying to help you understand is that all the institutions of state that could have been depended upon, where are the council of elders? Which elders? Which elder are you actually going to call? The best of the lot is Obasanjo. And actually, let's ask ourselves, who is the architect of today's wahalas? You can't look any further than Aremu. So who is the elder? Babangida? Which elder do we have? Or is it the traditional rulers appointed by local government chairmen who are essentially underlings and crooks who work for the governors and their godfathers? Which traditional rulers? Which one? How many of them can be spoken of with any reference? Are those not the ones gathered in Aso Rock when Bulaba was telling them, or rather telling them, reminding them that he bought this country, so it's a slave deed, and he bought it. So which one of them? Where is the state organ to which we might appeal for our country to be saved? The reality is that it's all gone. It is all gone. Day before yesterday, I went to Facebook, and as I went to my page, as I go to Facebook, I saw the usual thing, what's on your mind? And I realized that the only thing on my mind is how to bring about a peaceful revolution in Nigeria. I am being careful to explain this to all of us. Nigeria is already in the grip of a violent cycle superintended by the government against the Nigerian people. It is almost as if those governing Nigeria, pyromaniacs, are interested in the country burning down so that they might reinvent it in order to avoid rendering account for their stealing and for their crimes against the Nigerian people. With each successive ruiner of Nigeria, this evil becomes even more widespread and egregious, and nobody is held accountable for the previous one. 16 years, PDP assailed this country, stole and stole and stole, and after 16 years, on the back of a fraudulent agenda for change that they never explained to the people, and that all of you idiots demanding that I offer you solution today did not listen when I was warning you, do not die in their war. These people, nothing will change. They will change nothing. It's the same people. Even the ones that call themselves the most conscious layers were fooled. I did everything I could to warn you. These ones are worse than the ones they are looking to replace. Did you listen? No. You all voted Buhari, a man who left office for 30 years. He didn't pick up a certificate. He didn't write a single book. His celibate bulls did not even pretend to multiply the barren cows. So what are you doing? You went ahead and voted for that one, surrounded by all kinds of crooks. Even if you believed him to have been a saint, what about all the crooks that were surrounding him? But no, he was the saint of Dora. Look at where we are now. That one came, he committed worse crimes than the PDP. He couldn't catch a single one of the PDP thieves because all the PDP thieves came into the APC to join the crooks that were already in the APC, and you were hearing it loud and clear. Oshiomhole told you, join us and your sins are forgiven. So they joined the APC. None of the thieves could be held responsible. Akpabio became a minister in the cabinet of your saint. And then when the saint left and brought this disaster, Akpabio became the Senate president. In the chambers of your country, they are singing on your mandate we shall stand. The national anthem was changed within days, maybe like 72 hours or thereabout. National minimum wage, up until today, no implementation, but fuel is over 1,000. How do you expect anything to change with this kind of people in power? So yeah, what is on my mind is a peaceful revolution in Nigeria. There is a complete compromise already of all state institutions. And nothing stands between the people and those who have captured the powers of the state. Judiciary is dead. The military is complicit. The traditional institution is dead and compromised. The clergy are complicit. The intelligentsia is dead, and the international community pretends all of this because they are beneficiaries from the ruination of our country. So yeah, the only solution is a peaceful revolution and a peaceful resolution as well. But what is a revolution? A revolution means to turn around. I have had a lot of people coming to me to say, how can you have a peaceful revolution? The character of the revolution you seek is in your hand, and you have a duty to outline it. It is intellectual indolence of the worst form that will lead you to believe that when we talk about revolution, it must necessarily be violent. No. I have no control over what the state will do, and you already know that the state will always be violent. But if you believe that there is a need for Nigeria to turn around, this is a time when you need to be exploring non-violent options that makes it impossible for the state to visit violence on you. What happens to sit-at-homes? What happened to industrial strikes? If we all agreed that we have a need to change where...
Oh my God, I had to pause it here. I've been seeing what he just said. What happened to sit at home? Do you know how long I've been saying this? Like, you don't, there's so many ways you can protest without doing pain. You won't even move. You will not lift one finger. Just refuse to participate in the delulu. That's it. Everybody where they go work, because I don't know wetin dem dey go work for. No matter how much you're paying me, it's rubbish. It's chicken change, it's 25 cents. It's a dime. That's it. You're perfecting, you're being perfect in diming and nickeling yourself. Meanwhile, these people have collapsed the system. Refuse to participate. All that one where they go, they park, they queue for petrol. For what? Go park the car where it is needed. Wait to hit them the most. Go home, sit at home. I'm telling you, nobody, all the market women, nothing. They're even making it easy for you. No petrol. People are walking all over the place. Is that living? That's not living. That not be life. That's not life at all. There are so many. It's not like you see this whole idea of, oh, let's come out. But no, sit at home. All the house boys, house girls, no go work. Go back to your villages. I'm telling you, go back to everywhere. May everybody stay put. You see this one when soldiers they leave the military and the police. All of them, may they just comot. May everybody just resign at once. May I see who they want call to Congo. They buy people for their house. I'm telling you. May I see who they want call. Make I see when police resign. Make their ogas, all the generals, dem make dem come out come go dey look for people. All those generals wey dem don chop belle full, fat for ear, fat for nose, fat everywhere. May I see how dem wan take run go dey pursue people. That's what needs to happen, man. Because we've been doing the same shit over and over again. It's not working. You keep coming out, they go buy some people. They will imprison some. Till tomorrow, freedom is still rotting. That man, if you know the role, see, he single-handedly played during Peter Obi's election. People suppose dey street. People suppose, like, things, mountains suppose move for that guy. Mountain, literal mountain suppose move for that guy.
people will come out again, they will buy some. After they don't buy again, they go. I mean, it makes no freaking sense to me. Oh, I'm sorry. I used to be one of those. I'll say, oh, yeah, yes, let's protest one more. And I've also said there are so many ways to protest than putting your body on the line. Let's go back to the video. I just had to say that because this man is speaking my mind.
Here we are. If we all agreed that on a particular day would sit at home for 1 week, if we all agree that there is a need for that, if we all agree that we must do something about our pathetic situation, why is it so difficult? The state is always violent. You come out on the street. That's why it always seems as if I'm speaking against protests. I have never spoken against it. I'm just pointing out the folly of protests. You can count on the police to come out and start shooting. You can count on elements of the army to be persuaded to go onto the street to kill people like they did at Lekki Tollgate. You can count on them. There are murderous elements within the state, and they have non-state actors that they can always activate. But if you sat in your home, who is going to come and shoot you? Yeah, people die of stray bullets fired by Nigerian army and police all the time in their homes. But this is not what I'm talking about. That the state will be violent, you can predict that. You can take it for granted. But does it mean that you have to join them in their violence? And does it mean that you must allow yourself to be handcuffed and blinded to reason simply because you do not wish to offend your slave masters? What happened to the NLC? Are their members buying from different markets? Even the former BAT idiots, by now they should be receiving sense. Aren't we all buying from the same market? Are we asking for something for anyone different from what we are demanding for ourselves? It's about finding the common purpose. It's not partisan. This is not about Peter Obi. It's not about Bulaba. It's not about Atiku. It's about our country, the future of this country, the future of our children. Must we wait until the whole country goes up in smoke before we realize that we are the ones who have to come to our own aid? So yes, there are solutions. Solutions are not common. They are not usual. Those solutions demand that we use our brain. It demands that we should cooperate together as one. It demands that we should look to the next person and understand that the issues that are afflicting us are the exact same that are afflicting them. It demands that we should find common purpose. It demands that we should educate ourselves. It demands that we should come off social media. We should talk to people that we find on the street. It demands that the conscious must awaken those who are still unconscious or sleeping. It demands that we should confront ourselves with the truth, but it is not impossible. Never tell me again that non-violent protest or non-violent revolution is impossible in Nigeria. It is very possible. Stop defeating yourself. It is not beyond our intellectual capacity as human beings. We can do it. We've done it before. During the June 12 struggle, we did it. We spoke to ourselves across the length and breadth of this country. Yes, there were divisions. You're never going to get 100%. All you ever require is a critical mass. Isn't there a critical mass of people with enough brains in this country to understand the need to find common purpose? Does the need to self-preserve not inform us that we must do something before this ship sinks completely because it's already taken in water? What more do you need before you are persuaded of the need for drastic, radical action? Violence pays the system. It plays into their hands. Eschew violence, but be firm in declaring your rights as human beings and find common purpose with your neighbors. All this is Igbo, is Yoruba, is Hausa, is Fulani, is Ijaw. Who is the person in Nigeria who is not suffering from the same thing that is afflicting all of us? Is there a tribe immune to hunger? Is there any immune to impunity? Is there any religion that is not feeling the bite of insecurity? Terrorists are going into mosques, killing people. You call them Islamic terrorists. Can't you use your brain? They kill Christians, they kill Muslims. They are just bandits looking to enforce the will of their masters who are mining. They murder in broad daylight and the police do nothing. It's all across the country. The issues that you need to understand is that we have a duty to inform ourselves. We have the duty to challenge ourselves with the truth. We have the duty to educate ourselves about the issues. And then we have a sacred duty to mobilize ourselves around common purposes. How many Bangladeshi did you see carrying guns before they successfully executed their revolution? How many Kenyans did you find carrying guns? The ones hauling stones, I saw them, and you can never rule out the extreme elements, and I have no condemnation for anyone who is fighting against oppression. But at the end of the day, it is always the state that resorts to violence when it has lost the legitimacy to rule, something this government has never had. No legitimacy to rule. And it's not just about rigging election, it's about the foundation of the state itself. The fraudulent constitution of 1999, which declares that we, the people, which people? Which people? Where? But that is not the issue for today. The key thing is we must move beyond the mental block that tells us that we cannot have a revolution because the revolution is violent. The revolution does not have to be violent. And even for the students of revolution or those who declare themselves revolutionaries without any understanding of revolutionary thinking, maybe you should go Google the word Mensheviks. Perhaps it will teach you a thing or two. Not everyone with revolutionary idea believes in violence and have to believe in violence. There is always another way. Violence plays into the hands of the state. Organize yourselves properly. Find the common purpose. How many are they? How many are we? And are they the enforcers of the will of the oppressors, not buying from the same market as you and me? Are their children properly mobilized, not going to be part and parcel of any movement for change? Are they themselves not Nigerians? Aside from the upper echelon of the security forces who are living as pashas, why is the enforcers of the rules, the privates, the sergeants, the corporals are living in abject poverty and penury? Please, let's be clear. It is intellectual indolence and cowardice that will lead anyone to believe that we cannot have a peaceful revolution. We can. It is not beyond our capacity to understand what is in our enlightened selfish interest. And we should find them quickly because the night is coming. My brother and friend, Ademola Adesina Ogunlana, may God rest his soul. He will be buried this week. However long we live, we all will die. He lived well. He fought valiantly. Ultimately, as with all men, he is dead today. Continue believing that some Savior is coming to save me and you tomorrow. We will die as he has died. He never believed any Savior was coming. He always believed it was up to us. And it remains up to us. Me, you. If you're looking for the problems of Nigeria, look in the mirror. And if you are finding the solutions to Nigerian problems, also look in the mirror. It's me and you. Together, we can solve it or we can remain victims. Have a blessed week ahead. God bless you. Amen.
What a word. He said a mouthful, oh. That is the most powerful move. Everybody sit up, all the airport workers, all the hotel workers, since na hotel na come full Nigeria pass now, pass GDP. Every corner, everywhere, street go, everywhere go empty. E go be like say rapture when Christians dey always shout about don don't happen. That's the I s- it's one of the most effective ways to really get the attention of the government. All this one be say people go pack come out, only few people na im dey come out o, e no dey reach like 1 million o, because really to be able to achieve what we need to achieve, we need people on the street, but people are not coming out, and I no blame them, because who dey unalive for during protest for Nigeria, e just unalive most of the time. It's even painful, because wetin dem dey fight for dem no get. How many of dem dey 10 protesters now, dem dey try to claim say na treason na im dem commit. Eh? It doesn't make any sense. We got to. This is a great option, honestly, and I think we should be singing this one instead of singing. People pour out into the street. They will buy people again. Everybody will retreat. They will arrest those they want to arrest, and they will now be shouting, "Free this person now! Free that one now!" But if you are in your house drinking water, let in fact me I'm even saying let the military all of them resign, all the low star ranked officers, let them all resign and sit at home. All the police make I see who they want call to go dey look for people for houses. I'm telling you, let those fat ones that are overfed, let them come and do the work. Eh? It doesn't make any sense. We can't continue like this now. Nigeria cannot continue to be on this trajectory. Nigeria don't crash. Blessed people don't understand. Nigeria is not working anymore. It has crashed. Your president is using the remaining money in Nigeria to do whatever he likes. He has enriched himself. He doesn't care. He has enriched his family that they will not live to enjoy those things. Now strangers will come inherit am. They are puppet masters. They already the money that they are stealing, they are taking it to their puppet masters institutions. Guess what? When they are alive, they no go ever see the complete money again. So I don't know. Thank you very much, Mr. Dele Farotimi. You have said it all. Because every time, all this time we dey talk about protest, people will come out again. October 1st is fast approaching. People will come out again. Now, when they come out now, the same stories, the same song will be singing again. How long are we going to continue to do it that way? How long? So things need to happen in Nigeria for us to see real change. If it doesn't happen, we're just joking. We're just playing ten. Eh? It doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, I don't know. As far as I know, this is the only thing that will work for Nigeria, Sha. That much I know. Ha. Thank you very much, Tracy, for that suggestion. I will try on Friday. Fridays are usually crazy busy for me, but I would try. I will try. Una hear say Abure dey drag. Oh yeah, who was it that was talking about Peter Obi should form a new party? I don't think that would resolve the situation on ground though, right? I don't think they're gonna make it difficult for him to form the new party. Now I'm just saying, and maybe I'm naive, I don't know, but that's what I think. That if he forms a new party, they will find a way to sabotage him from behind, you know. So I don't know. He already has a party, and I think he's doing what he needs to do to try and transform that party so that he can get what he needs out of it, right? So I don't know. You know, I really don't know. Nigeria has become someone that's captured the state. It's only a matter of calling the person in charge of the corporate affairs commission in Abuja and tell him, make just sit on that file. Don't let him organize a party. You think they don't know this? You think Peter Obi has not already checked out if he can do that? I'm sure he must have, and they would have laid it out to him that listen, Oga, this is you're trying to do. The possibility is this or that or the other. For him to still remain in that party and try to be working what he's got, that says a lot. And as somebody said, I think it was here last I think it was Seed last time, the last space we had. It was saying Peter Obi is not the. I actually never thought about it like that. Peter Obi is really not the leader of that party. The leader of that party right now of Labour Party is Alex Oti because he's the highest ranking person. He's a governor. Peter Obi ran for presidency on the platform of LP, but he's not the president, so he cannot really. There's only so much he can do. You know, I didn't even think about it like that. Again, I'm learning along the way here, learning on the job type situation here. It's true. There's only so much the man can do. And again, who's to say that the new party? You think that when he's creating a new party, they're not going to plan saboteurs? There will always be for saboteurs because they're looking for ways to frustrate Peter Obi. So they will do whatever it takes to frustrate the man's efforts. You know, God no will give them do, but we Nigerians need to think about what we need to do. If sit at home is effective, let's do it. I reckon with what Dele Farotimi said. Honestly, it's an effective way to do it. Because if you refuse to participate, for instance, the banks, nobody showing up, right? Nobody shows up to work. Just imagine. Airport, nobody show up. Do you know what that would do alone to Nigeria? Do you know what that would do? Right? All the motorists, drivers, conductors, everybody sits at home and does nothing. You know, reach 1 week, the whole thing go crash. I'm telling you, go reach. All the market women say, you know what's the point? They sit down for house. Everybody just exercise, sit at home, everywhere, no movement. Think about it for a minute. You know what that would do to Nigeria? Because Nigeria don't crash. It's not working. There's nothing going on. Instead, people are busy participating, going to queue up for fuel. For what? For what? Eh? All their drivers and their domestic staff no show up for work. Their gardeners, their gatesmen, whatever. Nobody show up for work. Do you know what that would do for Nigeria? I know that it's not 100% of the people that will participate, but it will be far and in between. You might have a few people come out in certain states, to do their business, but there will not be many people. A lot of people will not be there to attend to them, right? So it will really frustrate, it will really dawn on them. All the pilots refuse to fly. Everyone refuses to participate. All the restaurant owners refuse to open. I'm telling you, things will move. But this whole idea of people coming out, preparing, you come out, they will tell you, don't protest here, they put you in one bush like that. Protest around this jungle. Don't stay the glass here, stay there. It's not effective. It doesn't make any sense at all because they're just messing with us by doing that, treating you like unserious people. And then on top of that, some of these useless, trigger happy, ignorant MFs that we have as officers will now be using people to do target practice. That's what they do. After they don't do target practice finish, they'll come pay the family miserly 150,000. It's crazy. Me personally, I don't support people putting their body on the line. Nigeria is not worth it. I'm sorry. We should find alternative ways of protesting. All that one we don't protest, it never work. See Anna, all August own. I'm not saying it didn't have some level, at least it got them talking. You saw them acting or pretending to care. You saw them running up and down like headless chickens and all of that. Yeah, I get that. But what makes you think this October they're going to take you seriously? This October, what makes you think they will take you seriously? Eh? In places like Lagos, for instance, they shut it down completely. Everybody went to their houses. No, let them say whatever they will say now. Are they going, okay, so every house is IPOB then? That's what it means. Every house don't turn. Nothing spoil now. If na that one na so they won't take am, then nothing spoil. because something needs to be done. Nigeria is gone. No, honestly, the thing don't kaput. Nigeria don't kaput. Eh? It will have a more serious, honestly. It's just that, with the way they are doing it in the southeast, for instance, they're forcing people, right? It's by force. That's the part I don't like. You're forcing people instead of educating people as to why. You're forcing, and then when they don't do, you're imposing it and you're flogging people. And nah, I don't support that, right? If we do and sensitize the people's minds to see the impact of what 100% of the people will not join. That's the truth. Some people will still come out, but it will be far and wide, because the services that would need to be provided will not be able to meet everybody's demands, right? And a lot of people won't come out because everybody would have known that, okay, oh, so time we're doing sit at home. Everybody will stock up on food, and then the ones that we need to support by sending them money to stock up on food, so that way they will have food to be eating while they're at home. Honestly, because it will be far more effective than coming out every time they unalive a few, they lock up a few, then we will not be here saying hashtag free so and so. I'm tired of hashtag, free this, free that. No, look at those 10 protesters. They have families now. One of them, I think the sibling and the mother came to court that day. Look at how the girl broke down and was crying. That was very sad to watch. That was heart wrenching for me, for doing the right thing. They want to put a hefty, what's it called? Hefty crime on top of the person. It doesn't make sense at all. We need to find other ways. I feel this sit at home is more effective than anything else. If it can be done all across the nation, not just one part, not one part, not one place down in the corner. Let's no, because as Dele Farotimi said, it's fast deteriorating. Nigeria is gone, man. Yeah, Dikachi, welcome. Exactly. Don't kaput. Wetin remain? Wetin remain? Na like this we go dey go. Na like this we go dey go. You can't even go. You no fit visit Nigeria again. Your heart go dey on top of your chest. E no make sense na. Na im go give room to every external threat to come in and be doing whatever they want to do. See Bello when they say dem dey find for north. The Bello himself come out dey threa ten pipu when dem dey threa ten am. Say dem no get wetin dem fit do am. Say because Hausa pipu kpai dem must retaliate. I mean, it's crazy. And we say we no get government. We don't. We not fool ourselves. So things are happening. We need to do things that will have impact. Not be all this one person will come out, tell two people, they'll come, they tell you, they draw line for you where you go protest, where you know protest. Nah, bullshit. you know my people, na here I go end am. Abeg, until next time, make I leave una for now. More una enjoy the rest of una Sunday. But Tracy, thank you for saying that. I will definitely try to do something on Friday, and I probably will need a few co-hosts or panelists to help with the show on Friday, because it will be a lot of multitasking for me. But anyway, I will schedule that and I'll let you know. But of course, we're going to have our regularly scheduled um, shows, at 5:30 thereabout, So because that's when I really have the time, we'll continue to do that as we go along. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you all. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. See you guys on my next one. Bye.